Everyone, welcome back. Seems like there's no news about Elden Ring, like always, but I feel like this is the month. I feel like I have a good feeling about April, and if even if it's not April, this is the time frame for Elden Ring. April, May, June. These are the months that Elden Ring will be shown at. I am 100% optimistic about this. Uh, the other thing is, I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately, mainly because there was nothing to talk about really. But I feel like there is still some stuff we could talk about before the official release, and I think we'll get back to speculating a little bit. I also try to do shorter but more videos, if that makes sense. Yeah, so something that I wanted to talk about, but I didn't get the chance before, is the covenant system. I was actually going to do a video about it before the leak. I feel like the covenants in Souls games are the ideas behind them are really great, but the execution is really lacking. Um, let's talk about the covenants that tasks you of protecting certain areas. Covenants like the Billkeeper Covenant or the Rat King Covenant or Aldrich Faithful or the Forest Hunters in Dark Souls 1. These types of covenants are actually my favorite because the thing about covenants, and I'm talking from a role playing perspective here. The things about covenants is it always feels better when there's some type of allegiance, when you are dedicated to one faction or something like that. And it helps the role playing aspect. It helps with the immersion of the world. And the problem with these types of covenants in Souls games is that the areas that you are tasked of protecting are very limited. The Billkeeper only has two areas. I think two of them are actually optional, and the Racking also have two areas. One of them, maybe two, are optional. The force hunters are not optional areas, but they are very small, very small. That you get the idea. Things are very limited, and the invasion areas or the invasion the areas that they're tasked of protecting are very small. So what happens is when people get past these areas and the game moves on a little bit in its life cycle, some areas become really abandoned. I remember playing Dark Souls 2, and it was like the second year or something. The Doors Affairs area were really abandoned. I couldn't get a single invasion using that covenant. I got some, but it wasn't really that active, even though there was a lot of people playing Dark Souls 2. Um, and eventually, other areas like the Aldrich Faithful Covenant and stuff like this will stop working as actively as now. So, this brings us to Elden Ring and the thing about factions and the thing about kingdoms. There were rumors about Elden Ring having different factions, different political powers, different stuff. That was said by Omnipotent. Um, there were also rumors about kingdoms. So I was thinking if the covenant will actually be related to those political powers or kingdoms. And when I think of a kingdom, the thing that comes to my mind when if I think about Dark Souls is something like a Liam Lewis or an Orlando. But when I think of a kingdom, when Elden Ring comes to my mind, I think of a region. And when I think of a region, I think of different places and different areas. So my hope for the covenants in Elden Ring is for every single covenant to cover multiple areas that are required for the progress path, not optional areas. And each covenant, like, maybe it could be tied to the actual narrative of the game, like how the Blade of the Dark Moon are related to Gwendolyn, and they are they tasked of hunting invaders and protecting Analondo. These are the types of story-related or narrative-driven covenant system that I would love to see, and the type of immersion and the thing that would help role-playing Souls games or Elden Ring. So yeah, bigger covenant influence, bigger invasion radius, and more role-playing aspect, more immersion aspect, more meaningful covenants, to be precise. Maybe even I know this is a little bit of a stretch, but maybe even the actions of certain covenants have other effects on other players' world, like the Gravelord Covenant, stuff like that. That would be amazing. Maybe killing a player while you are at the Red Covenant makes other player visiting the Red Kingdom, for example, makes the Red Kingdom even harder. Something like that. Something like that was done in Dark Souls 1, I think, with the Gravelord Covenant to a certain extent. So yeah, I really hope something like that happens. And I really hope, even if my hopes and wishes are not going to happen about Elden Ring, I really hope From expands the Covenant system and make it really, really, like, how should I say it? Really important. Because right now I really think covenants are, at least when you play a Souls game, they're like, if there's five covenants, there are three of them that are not useful and are purely for unlocking items, or having this some kind of color or aura, like the Mad Phantom Covenant or something. So yeah, this is my thoughts about the covenants. What are your thoughts about the covenants? What are you hoping for in Elden Ring? Hopefully, we get something soon. But yeah, this is it for me for now. Next video will come very soon. I will not delay it as much as this one. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.